Hiroshima is obviously a very weighty and difficult subject with many schools of historical thought. I'm hoping Professor Tosh Minihara, a Japanese-American historian, can talk me through both sides of this very contentious coin. If you take away the nuclear aspect of the attack on Hiroshima, what we are looking at in that museum is a commemoration of war and the pity of war, which is universal, isn't it?
Yes, the immense human tragedy is very apparent when you go to the museum.
There's a view in the West that actually Hiroshima and Nagasaki are a sort of fig leaf for Japan because it allows Japan to say, we suffered the world's only nuclear attack, it's a terrible thing, and it allows them to ignore the terrible things Japan did. That's a prevalent view amongst Western historians.
There's a reason why Hiroshima and Nagasaki were both bombed, and that's because Japan instigated the war. And you're absolutely right to point out that the fact that the two bombs makes Japan a victim. And this, I think, makes it very difficult for Japan to acknowledge the fact that it was the aggressor. Because it's very hard to be the victim and the aggressor at the same time.
The most popular view, if you look at sort of surveys and things in America and Europe, is that the atomic bombs were evil, but they shortened the war against a country that wouldn't surrender and that would have cost millions of casualties if the war had been concluded with the land-based invasion, and would probably have destroyed the Japanese people forever.
Yes, absolutely right.
Is that correct?
Yes, you're absolutely right. If Japan had not surrendered on August 15th, the Russians would have come down and would have taken at least all of northern Japan.
So we'd have ended up with Korea.
Absolutely, Korea on Japan. You'd have northern Japan, which most likely would not be democratic, would not be free, and then you would have the rest of Japan.
Could you, if you were being very honne about honne, say that the suffering of Hiroshima and Nagasaki is actually the salvation of Japan? That's why they should be revered. Because
that's how I see it.
Really?
Yes.
Are you speaking as an American or a
No, I am as
a
a scholar, as a historian.
Okay.
That their death was not in vain. It did help, Japan maintain the nation as it is today.